George, Rose, made a grand rivals tonight. Nikita, Tszyu-Ben, Mahoney. How do these two match up, and how excited are you for this fight?
Yeah, look, I'm pumped. I thought tonight was awesome. It felt very Gold Coast, so I'm happy to be back here doing a show again. I think we've done some great shows here, and I'm looking forward to this fight. Like I mentioned earlier in the year, this is a fight that I would have loved to have seen. I think they are the two best super welterweights in the country, and both undefeated fighters. It's another undefeated fighter for Nikita to face, and someone that I feel like he feels like he wants to get this fight done so then he can move on to bigger and better things elsewhere.
What are you expecting from Ben Mahoney and the challenge he will pose Nikita Tszyu? I mean, he's a large betting outsider in this fight, but he is a tough fighter, Ben Mahoney.
I think that's more the betting outsider part of it. I think that's more of a Nikita popularity and momentum thing than it is what the fight is. I think it's a very close fight, and you ask half of Queensland here what their thoughts on the fight are. People are saying that they think that Nikita's taken this fight too early, that he's not ready for Ben Mahoney, and Ben Mahoney's been around for a long time. He does have a lot of experience. He hasn't been as active as Nikita, but recently. But he's a very tough opponent, and it's a very tough fight for Nikita, and one that I do believe that it's worthy of a world title eliminator. Both these, I mean, how exciting is that? The fact that we've got two great young Australian fighters, top 10 world ranking, fighting for an IBF world title eliminator. So I'm stoked for that.
What else is at stake here for Nikita? Obviously the world title eliminator, but then you saw like Keith Thurman and Tony Harrison. Those names have been thrown about. You've been accused of looking too far ahead before, though, George. I mean, what do you say to that?
It's my job to look far ahead. Like, if I'm not looking far ahead for my fighter, I'm not setting him up for a great career. I'm not setting him up for a well-paid future. I'm not setting him up for world title opportunities. I have to look down the line, and I have to have discussions down the line, because if I just sit here and wait to see what the outcome is, then I'm not ready for the next step. You know, to get some of these really big fights, that's a conversation and a process that happens. Sometimes it takes years for the making. You know, to get to some of these really good, massive fights, it can be years in the making, and whether that's working on relationships or preparing the fighter to be willing to step in the ring for this type of fight, it's a lot of work goes into it. So yeah, I am looking down the track. I am looking at them guys. I think having names like that now, calling Nikita's name out, it says the calibre of where Nikita is at and where Australian boxing's at.
Callum Peters on this card as well, George.
Hell of a fighter, hell of a fight. Look, Blake Wells has been on a real run of late. He's one of those fighters that his style may not stand out to a lot of people, but he'll spoil a party. And he's been able to do that. He's been able to take down some great opposition because he's a guy who won't go away. He has got talent, he has got ability, and he won't go away. He's here to win. He wants to become a world champion too. He's got huge hopes. He's got a young family there that he wants to support, and we've got a great team behind him, a really good team behind him. So he's a guy that's going to be the biggest test for Nikita, for Callum, sorry. And we've seen some great fights for Callum of late, but Callum's so active, you know, the fact that he's turned around in a month and taking this fight, it speaks of what Callum is as a fighter and what he thinks that he can do. So we'll see a lot again from Callum to know where he's actually at. If he can beat Blake Wells in this fight, and how he looks in this fight will tell us where he's at for his next level. But Blake Wells is a hell of an opponent. That's a hell of a fight. Like, if anyone's sleeping on that fight, be ready.
Now, mate, Tszyu, tremendous win against Errol Spence a few weeks ago now. Any update on what could be next for Tim? From your perspective, is he ready for a title shot? You know, as Jamel Charlo put his hand up the other day. What do you sort of read on Tszyu?
I'm excited for Tim because now his name is in everyone's mouth again. and it's where he wants to be and where we wanted him to be. And he's having a break at the moment, so I'm letting him enjoy his time after what was a massive build-up to that Errol Spence fight and a massive performance from him. So we've been working on a few things in the background. We're going to present a few opportunities to him, and very soon we'll have a decision on what Tim's next step will be. But really excited that, again, his name is in everybody's mouth, and Jamel Charlo's a fight that we've wanted for a very long time. You know, he mentioned after the fight that he wants to fight for a world title at middleweight, at 160 pounds, and I believe that there's fights there that he's very capable of winning those titles, and I believe that he can be a world champion at 160, and we'll present some options and opportunities to Tim, and it could be a really exciting end of the year. It could be a massive end of the year, and I think next year is going to be even bigger. Not only what Tim and Nikita are currently doing, but what everybody else is doing around there too. So 2027 is going to be a big year for Australian boxing. But before then, we're going to have some great shows before then. This one's going to be a banger, and we're going to have a lot of great shows to finish the year.
What about Liam Paro? He's a big name there at 147 now, world champion, two-time world champion. What could be next for Liam? Mahoney, Lopez today, Cambosis even. What could be next for Liam Paro?
Yeah, look, I'm excited for all of those names that you've just mentioned, and Liam's made it very clear that he'd love to unify, that he fears no current champion, that he fears no person at welterweight at 147. And, he's a guy who's going to say yes to anyone that gets put at him. So whether these guys want to unify, whether people want a shot at the belt, he's there for it. And it's going to come down to who's willing to step in the ring and try to unify against Liam Paro, because he wants another belt. He's already a two-weight division champion, but he wants another belt to go with it. He's enjoying his time at 147, and I think another belt would look good on him too. So Ryan Garcia's the guy I'd love to see him fight. I'd love to see the Devin Haney fight. Devin Haney's been great every time he's come out of here, and he showed the calibre of fighter that he is. But Liam Paro's aware of all these guys, and he's sparred with these guys. He's showed what he can do, and he showed that stepping up in weight against some big guys, some dangerous guys, he's earned that title. He's earned that title. So again, some great things lying ahead for Liam Paro this year, and then even bigger in the next year. So we're working on a lot of things for Liam Paro at the moment, and I'll be excited to announce, what's up next for him. And he's excluding that. Oh, no, you take the mic. I was about to say it. You took the mic.
Well, give us one then. What does the schedule look like roughly for the back end of the year? What are we thinking, like October, December? I saw Peter Bedell. He was sprouting the December 5th date in Vegas for somebody. What's any exclusives there?
Pete get his hands on my phone, did he? No. Look, we've got a lot of things penciled in. Right now, we've got a lot of things penciled in. We don't have everything signed off, but what I will tell you, it's going to be an exciting finish to 2026, and every one of these guys is going to be active. And I look forward to telling you what fights they've got.
Beautiful, George. Always appreciate your time, mate. Thanks again.
Thank you.